Hallo, Kimmer Hashiv and Jew is Mr. Joseph, and I'm Paslik on an Alabama show. Uh, as you all know, I have an exam coming up on Friday, a Gaelic oral exam, and of course, exams are enough to terrify all of us, and we need to take opportunities to practice. Gaelic, unlike other languages, is really a minority. Finding resources for it and also finding people to practice with is a little bit more challenging than perhaps it is for others. Also, the variations in Gaelic dialects makes it harder. So what we have is academic materials which have been kind of standardized, which makes learning a little bit more difficult. I do have some people to practice with, fellow students, but I'm here today because I have a whole list of questions which I know the examiner is probably going to ask me based around particular topics. And so I want to get the practice of speaking, and so I'm talking with you. So you're going to help me, or at least listen to me, as I attempt to prepare myself for this 5 minute Gaelic oral exam on Friday. And thanks to those of you who've sent me messages supporting me and wishing me well with this. Right, so my weakness, as you know, is talking about family. So we're going to focus on that as well as the other parts. Now, underneath this are questions that I've designed. We've already looked at those earlier in the week, so we really want to focus on what I've been given from the teacher about what she's going to do to us, what she's going to ask us on Friday. So we'll begin with that. So um, it's basically begins with the usual things. Hello, Joseph. Kimra how? Hami gleva. Kimra how hen. Gleva. Kimra han teacher anam paslich and you. She matin va a hon. Ha e fur. Gleva, Joseph. Gleva. Aha. And then she'll, I suppose, slowly move on to more difficult things, um, asking me where I live and about family. But let's just continue with these questions first of all. Uh-huh. Joseph, ha ambala. Um, Gleva, ha paslich gleva and you. Gleva. Ha an I think this is pronounced Tachi or Tachi. It just means place. How's the place? Cymrahan Tachi. Hapaslich. Vor, it's big. Yeah. Now, I have a weakness with lenition, so I'm not sure whether to say more or vor there, but I'm just going to go with vor. It's feeling right for me. Okay. And then, of course, she might, before she mentions my town name, she might well say, Catchafelu a Furuk a Yusuf, Hami anam paslik an alaba. How an Indonesian Nachel? That's my little comeback, my retaliation. Okay, so if she asks me, where are you living? I can say I'm living in Paisley, and I can say, oh, you are in Edinburgh, aren't you? How an Indonesian Nachel? It's my little big moment to prove myself. And then she might ask, Paslik, um, eh, Paslik, vor, Michael, it's big, isn't it? Or she might ask me, Avil Paslik, Bal, no more? You see that question down here. I saw it earlier. No, maybe I didn't keep it, but basically, she's asking, is the town big or small? We might come across it in a minute when we go back to do some more of the other questions if we do that. Okay, then she'll move on to ask me about where I'm from. Okay, so she might say, aha, mm-hmm, how vroeg aan een paaslijk ach, kosa ha, ooh, a Joseph, hami a paaslijk kutchuk. I'm also from Paisley. That little kutchuk at the end is good. So that's very nice. And then she might say, Avel Jelakaket, a Joseph. So I can say hami posta, I guess hami aun vraharakum. So you heard me there saying hami aun vraharakum. That's not actually correct, as I put on my notes yesterday from my other podcast to say hami isn't right here. It would simply be ha vrahar akum. So what I'm saying is hami posta, I guess ha vrahar akum. Aha, ha vrahar akum. Je intenem aher de vrahar. Je intenem aher de vrahar. Okay, so if we just go back up here. Je intenem aher de vrahar. She Andra aher. Gliva. And she might ask me if he's married. Hi, posta, de vrahar. Ha, de vrahar posta. And I can say, ha, dwi'n tell him aher Ben ac de vrahar. What's the name of the woman on him? Okay, so that's how you say in Gaelic, what's her name? And I can say, ha Sheila. Ha Sheila a hore. That's it there for her. Okay, so she's going to ask me, Jane Tenham a hair Ben to vrahar or ac to brother at your brother. Okay, both of those would be correct. Okay, and then she might come back to the marriage thing and she might say, I guess how posta na chael ha mi posta Jane Tanum a hair to Ven a Joseph. Okay, so I can say she Maria a hore. Her name is Maria, that's honor. Okay, we looked at that a few exercises ago. So very nice, very nice. And then she might ask me, Avel Mac no Nian ac dyfrahar. Now, I'm just going to check that I've said that correctly. Let's see. Somewhere here. Avel Mac no Nian ac dyfrahar. Okay, or she could just say Eke at him. Okay, I'm going to try to answer that without looking. Ha. Own. Own vac. And I want to say at my brother. So own vac ac movrahar. Own vac ac Andra. Or she might, if she knows his name by that point, she might say, Avel mac nonin ac Andra. That'll confuse me if she says that, if she uses his name. Because if you make this stuff up, you have to kind of remember it. Otherwise, I'll be, what? Who's Andrew? Yes, so Avel vac nonian ac dyfrahar. Ha, own vac. Glefa, Jane tenen ma her vac ec Andra or ec dyfrahar. And I would have to say she Paul aha. Aha, Paul, Glevage, you'll say, or something like that. Okay, and then she's going to move on, and she'll probably start asking me about work at this point. Aha. Have you looked at Yusuf? Mhm. Um, she teacher ahanam. Actually, it's she teacher ahanam. Now, this isn't part of my course, but I do know that to say I'm a teacher, I have to say, yeah, it's a teacher that's in me. So, she teacher nabuela ahanam, teacher of English in me. Aha, catch a Cooper, a Yusuf. Uh, Hami a Cooper Erlinia and in Skype. Aha, I will oper ach, I will oper ek Andra. Andra, hi, ag oper an garage and a Glasgow. That's as much as she's going to get out of me there. I don't want to start telling her the truth, for goodness sake. I'll be there all day trying to. I mean, who knows? I've no idea what my brother does. But anyway, um, and then Catchaville a Cooper, she might say it about the. She might ask me about the wife on him. Uh, Catchaville, what was the woman's name that I made up? Sheila, was it? Catchaville, uh, Sheila, Catchaville a Cooper. What does Sheila do? So these are some of the questions they'll be asking me tomorrow. So let's go on now and just try some of these. We've been doing some of these during the week. So I'm just going to go down a bit further to some of the ones we haven't tackled. So let's go to the end here, more or less. Uh, oh, we've been at those, haven't we? Okay. Have you ever acadán in Canada? Uh, Genieuw. Genieuw mo vragen in Canada. You see, the thing is, if I say too much, then it's going to prompt her with a question. My answer to that last one wasn't right. The question is, Ave vrahar akitan in Canada? And my response was, Chaneo muvrahar akitan in Canada. That's not right. It should be Chaneo Ave vrahar akam an in Canada. At me, the brother at me isn't in Canada. So if she says, is your brother in Canada? I can't respond with no, your brother isn't in Canada. It's Akam, my brother. Have you racket an in Australia na chael? Chaneo uh Chaneo Fewer Akam. I don't have a sister. And if I did, I wouldn't tell her because it'll only mean she'll ask me more questions. Aveo Jelakakit. Ha, uh, ha, Jelach more Akam. And if I do that, she's going to start asking me about brothers and sisters. So it would be better to say, Aveo Jelach Beck Akam. I have a little family. Hadw vrahar a cobra anambanca na chael. Chaneu. Uh, I've two ways of saying this. I can say, repeat her words. I can say, Chaneu movrahar ac opar an a bank. And my brother doesn't work for a bank. Or I could say, Chaneu movrahar ac opar an garage an in Glasgow. Glasgow. So I have two ways of saying that. Avel to fewer posta. Uh, Again, I'm just going to say, Chaneu Chaneu fewer acum. I don't have a sister, but if I did, I could say ha ha meaning she ha I posta re Paul. She's married with Paul. Uh, Hado Shinaran and Alaba. Yeah, I had this word a couple of days ago as well here, and I didn't know what it means then, and I still don't know what it means. So I'm just going to quickly check. Um, let's see. Uh, so, how do we spell that? Sheanair. Let's see what that is. Um, no, I can't get a meaning for that right now. Let me just quickly look in my Gaelic dictionary. Um, yeah, here we are, right. Uh, no, I'm not finding that easily. I'll need to check because this came up a few times, didn't it, over the last few days. Knowing my luck, it's something she'll ask me. Uh, Ha clown acid na chael. Chanyew. Chanyew. Um, uh, Chanyew clown acum. Ach. Uh, Movrahar clown eke. Okay, so my brother has children, I don't. Yeah, see, this is where the conversation gets a bit difficult, and I don't want to give her too much, and I also don't want to just say, Chanyew, no. So maybe I should make something up. But then if I do that, I'll need to remember all the other lies that I tell. Um, as my grandmother used to say, be sure your lies will find you out. So it's better I just tell the truth, isn't it? And then I won't forget. Ha clown akit na chael. Chanyew clown akum would be the correct way to say it. Yesterday I was saying a lot. Chanyew me clown akit. I now know that that's wrong. Uh, pardon me. Chanyew clown akum. Uh, you don't include the me with possessives. Koasaha devahar. Koasaha devahar. Uh, Mi Movahar. Movahar. Ha Movahar a Dunedin. Dunedin. Yeah. So where's your mother from? Basically, she's asking there. Hachilach mor akit na chael. Uh, Hachilach mor akit na chael. Uh, ha mochilach. Ha mochilach beck. Or I could just repeat her words. Um, Ha chilach beck acum. I have a little family. Gymra ha difraha. Um, Gymra ha difraha. Gle va. Ha movraha gle va. Oops, I just jumped there. Let's go back. Afio car morakit. Chanyew. Chanyew car acum. Hatai akit an analaba na chael. Ha. Ha motai. Akit and an alaba. I wouldn't say motai and akit, and even if I did, akam would be correct, not akit. You see my problem changing these things around, so I need to remember this. So I'm either going to use my house or the house at me. I can't use both there. So that answer I gave was wrong. Okay. So the question, Hatai Akit, is your house uh, in Scotland? The thing actually says, your house in Scotland. Your house is in Scotland, isn't it? So the easiest way to answer this is just to take that text and say, ha, hatai akam ananalaba. That's the easiest way to do it, depending on how she asks me. Okay. So, uh, hatai akam ananalaba, or I could say, ha motai ananalaba. My house is in Scotland, yes. Have your computer akit agentai? Have me hik oper agen computer. Hmm. Ha en car akit uur na geel. Geneu ha car uur ek movrachar. My brother's new car, not mine. Avil Jillav uur. This is another word that's came up a few times and I don't know it. Let me see if I can find a meaning. Um, uh, right. Let's see. I think this is pronounced Jellov. Um, oh, picture. Aha. Right. So, Avil Jellov ur akit avala. I don't know what that is, but I mean, presumably, she's not going to be able to ask me anything about it, is she? Because it's not like, well, actually, yeah, if I'm on Teams with her, she'll be able to see my wall with pictures on it, so she could ask me something, I suppose. Let me just see uh, what the other bit there means. Vala. Um, let's see. I've just got my dictionary out here. Just put the word in. Vala. Uh, yeah, so she could actually ask me, Avel Vala ur akit. She'd be really mean if she asked me that. That would be tough if she bounced that question off me. Um, Avel Jelav ur akit era Vala. I'll need to remember that because if she says Vala to me, I'll be thinking of the word town, which would sound very similar. So I might not be ready for that. So Jelov picture, and there was another word, wasn't there, a moment ago that I didn't know, which looked like Shenner. Yeah, I'm just gonna, while I've got the dictionary open, let me just see if I can find that because I don't think I spelt it correctly a minute ago. Um, let's see. Uh, oh, grandfather. Oh, I wouldn't have worked that one out. I thought it was one of the rooms, but that's shimmer. Okay, so how do Shenner? Pronunciation doesn't sound right, does it? I'll need to check on how to say that. But how do Shenner ananalaba nachael chaneu mo Shenner? I'll need to check how that's said. Ha Furach Anan Spania. He lives in Spain. Right, let's go back to where we're at to see if we can do a few more. Oh yeah, here we are. Ha guitar akid ans and tai nachel. Chaneo guitar akum ans and tai ach ha piano akum ans and tai. Oh, listen to me sing I have a piano. It's good, isn't it? At least it, broadens the conversation. I mean, the way I'm going, it's likely just to be yes and no if she takes me by surprise. Ha kun o cat ac do charij na chael. ha cat ek mocharij. Yeah. Have tai akit anzen farang. Have tai akit anzen frank chaneo. I don't have a house in France, no. Would be nice, but yeah. Have tai akit ans and frank. So chaneo tai akum ans and frank. Yeah, I need to remember to change this to akum. And also not to put that person in Chanyomi. It's not correct if I'm going to use Akum or Akit. Ha am phone ur Akit Akober Kirst Glor Nachel. Okay, so the phone at you, your phone, is working Kirst Galore well enough, isn't it? Ha an phone ur akit ac ober curs galore na chael. Ha am phone ur acum ac ober curs galore. Oh, if she says that, I'm not going to remember her words, so I'd be better to try to make my own sentence. So if she says, Avel u phone ur akit ac ober curs galore. Ha, 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 mo phone gleva. Ha ober Kashgalor. Oh, here's my fallback sentence for where everybody works in the garage. Ha and car akid ans a garage nachael. Okay, so she's asking here, is your car in the garage? Uh, Chaneu, car acum. Uh, ha car ek movraha. Oh, that's not right, is it? Let me try that again. I want to say, no, my brother has a car, not me. But again, I don't want to give her too much info because the more I tell her, the more she's going to ask, and the more difficult I'm going to make this for myself. But at the same time, I don't just want to say no. Ha and car akit ans and garage na chael. Chaneo car acum. That part right. No, I don't have a car. Ha car movrahar eki? My brother is at him. No, that's not right, is it? Ha car ek movrahar is the way I would say it. Yeah. So ha and car akit ans and garage na chael. Chaneo car acum ha car ek movrahar. The car, no, I don't have a car. The car is my brother's. Yeah, but it's not really answering the question. So would it be easier to say something like, for example, Chaneu ha an car acum ans a Glasgow, and you know the car's in Glasgow today, or Chaneu ha an car acum ans an tai. It's near the house. See, I shouldn't get so hung up on this, but anyway, that's it from me. I'm out of time, so I'll see you all soon.